Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Sundberg.
How y'all doing? Having fun yet? I'd like to tell you today about how I came to follow my passion and perhaps ignite yours. My passion is helping poor, gifted kids get interested in STEM programs. These kids are vital because there's a growing need for scientists and engineers in the future. These people will work to solve the world's problems like energy, climate change, and water shortages. We're missing a large pool of talent if we don't encourage poor, gifted kids to pursue a STEM career. Right now, despite intelligence being evenly spread amongst the poor and affluent, there's a big gap in the U.S. Poor, gifted kids graduate with bachelor degrees at 50% the rate of affluent. Some of the reasons are there are less efforts to identify kids in disadvantaged schools than are in middle-class ones. Fact is, gifted kids are not always easily to identify, may have learning disabilities, may act up, and may get poor grades. I know that from firsthand experience. I was born in New York in '53 to a blue-collar family. My mother was a waitress, worked 3 jobs. My father worked 2. I was a very curious kid, and luckily my mother recognized that in me. I was especially interested in electronics, radios, and robots. And yes, robots were in the news in the '60s too. I even hacked together a primitive one with my trusty Rector set. And yes, that's me at 10 getting a physics book for Christmas. I was very lucky in location as well as in genes. And the New York World's Fair in '64 had wonders like the picture phone, jetpacks, and nuclear fusion. I must have jumped the fence 10 times. I was lucky to have a 5th grade teacher that majored in math as well. Later, though, I was not allowed to take advanced math classes. I flunked classes even though I had the highest PSAT score in the school because I was just bored. At 15, I dropped out of 11th grade, got a job on the New York docks, got an apartment, got a wife, baby, and got divorced. Later, I worked in factories as an electrician, millwright, electronics technician. I even got a patent for a variable focus lamp. At 19, I got smart, though, and went back to school and majored in physics. But what could I have achieved if I had stayed and gotten that class in calculus in 11th grade? Still, life has been very good. I grew a company to 160 people. That one crashed. Started a new one. And in 2011, I went to Disrupt, a Richmond Unite conference put on by Carol Hurst, Patrick Hull, and our own Phil Conine. It ignited my passion for helping poor, gifted kids. Still, I didn't know exactly what to do until I met a 4th grade teacher at the Science Museum, and she was petting a hissing roach, showing it to kids with wide-eyed amazement. That path, my path, I saw it was to help sponsor inspired school teachers like her. Still, it was hard to find the teachers or programs to get results. I spent hours on the web and on the phone trying to find people, and I finally found Paula Roop at HEF, and she introduced me to 2 teachers. They had a project in mind, in fact, that needed funding. Engineering is elementary from the Boston Museum of Science. It uses exponential learning, a process where kids learn by hands-on discovery instead of direct instruction. The lesson unit they picked out was about the water project, about water. The kids learned about the water project in Africa to bring clean water sources to families. They also learned about pollution, the environment, and how engineering and science can work to solve these problems in the future. Kids were selected who were either tested well or by non-test-based identifiers. 19 kids got signed up, and in fact, we had 10 girls sign up, which I thought was neat. We set up 3-hour classes held weekly for 8 weeks. Longdale, by the way, 75% of the kids get federal assistance and federal aid. It's a Title I school. Later, the kids began with the water project work in Africa. Later, they designed water filters using 2-liter water bottles, cheesecloth, screen, and cotton balls. Costs had to be accounted for. Then they made their design and evaluated and redesigned. They learned engineering methods and creative thinking. At the end, they met adult engineers, including our own Todd Furby, to evaluate their work. We had 100% attendance for a voluntary after-school program. That's unheard of even during regular classes. Even the parents were energized. My story shows what can be done if you act on your passion. Inspiration will also often come from your childhood. Take action. The recent Maker movement embodies much of what I discussed. These events are part of the movement. It's kind of like a return to the World's Fair in 1964. Science is getting to be cool again. I set up rvastem.org to help people find information more easily. There are videos of the water filter project, and some of them are really endearing, watching the kids put together these water filters on the website. Thank you.